Oh, what a beautiful day. The sun is shining, birds are chirping. Let's see what the internet's up to. Elon Musk privately DM'd YouTuber Tiffany Fong and asked her to be inseminated by him.
Ew, gross. I'll just watch some Netflix.
Another price increase? Again? Didn't they just do that last month? Also, we cancelled your favorite show? Well, that checks out. I guess I'll just watch the news. Hi, I'm not wearing any pants right now. Welcome to our daily State of the World report. The world still seems to be on fire and everything sucks right now. Just as it did yesterday, and the day before that, 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 and the day... How about a live stream? This guy streams now? He's the reason I didn't even want to go on the internet in the first place. This day sucks. Hey, my bowl of cereal. Is it just me or does it seem as if these days everything is designed to make you angry? Almost everything on social media is rage bait. Everyday AI, which everyone hoped would cure cancer and take away mundane and repetitive tasks, seems to be pushing more and more people out of creative jobs and into mundane and repetitive ones. Subscription services are somehow getting worse, yet keep jacking up their prices to the point that piracy is now making a comeback. Every time a new game releases, it's either completely broken or enveloped in so much drama that all of my excitement for it instantly dissipates, and everyone seems to be more hateful towards one another than ever before. So how else to fix it all than by having a generic skinny white YouTuber make an inconsequential video about it. Also, if you thought this video wouldn't start off with a short rant about Twitter, you'd be mistaken, because this piece of shit app might be the angriest place on the internet right now, which I don't want to admit has a major influence on my life, but it has, and I fucking hate it. Twitter makes me feel worse in every conceivable way, yet keeps sucking me in for what I feel like are all the wrong reasons. Originally it was just a cool to have app where everyone could broadcast their own silly thoughts, but lately I feel like it has taken me hostage because of all of the politics going on there. And now I fear that if I don't open it at least once a day, I might miss our billionaire overlords suddenly announcing they'll turn us all into human batteries, and I want to make sure I'll at least be turned into a rechargeable. I'm not spending all of eternity as a single-use AA. But then once opened, it feels almost impossible to ignore all of the outrageous things going on there. Even ignoring the political tweets that'll make you feel like the world could be ending any day now, which seems impossible to get rid of because the Twitter algorithm keeps serving them to me no matter what I do. You'll still just have the worst content imaginable in your feed. You'll have a video of a guy punching someone to death over like a chicken nugget, and then more surprisingly, everyone's taking his side in the comments. There is no nuance whatsoever. Oh, video of husband cheats on wife? Now all husband bad. Oh wait, no, video of wife cheat on husband. Well, now all wife bad. You'll have infamous gunmen like Dan Bilzerian ask if Hitler was a good person, which apparently he was, according to 40% of people, with 29% going, I don't know. Fellas, is it bad to be the cause of at least 20 million deaths? That was a rhetorical question, because clearly it isn't. Racism could actually save the world. Jesus Christ. Ever since Elon Musk took over, the entire engagement system on Twitter seems to have devolved into nothing more than making people angry and spreading disinformation in every conceivable way possible. So I guess Twitter turned into Elon Musk? That's not a joke, by the way. That's what Elon's own AI told me. And this is done by design on every social media app, by the way. I'm just using Twitter as main example because it's the one most shamelessly exploiting it. See, companies like Twitter and Meta have studied the effects different types of content have on its user base and all found similar results that by far anger, outrage, and other high arousal emotions significantly increase user engagement, which is why now every social media app is either riddled with rage bait or boobies. According to a friend who told me about it. I wouldn't know cause I have a girlfriend. Phew.
Oh, mama.
And Twitter doubled down on integrating this as much as possible. They actually changed their revenue program from giving people money based on the ads shown to users in between tweets to now paying revenue solely based on interactions to a user's tweet, with engagement statistically proven to be more common when users feel outraged or disgust, namely replies and retweets, being 27 times more valuable than those when a user genuinely enjoys a post, such as likes. So this app is quite literally designed to make you as angry as possible all of the time. That's why now, even when once in a blue moon there's actually some positivity to find on there, you'll still have the average Twitter Blue user try to turn it into the worst thing possible. All for a smidge of that Twitter revenue. Teacher of the Year award goes to this guy. And it's a teacher joyfully interacting with his students. I'd worry about anyone who is this excited to be at work with my kids. No. Keep your hands off the kids. It's all fun and games until you check his hard drive. Thanks for your insightful opinion, RamLover69. Oh my god, leave it to Twitter Blue subscribers to turn a positive tweet into baseless pedophile accusations just so they can earn like 25 cents in Twitter revenue from all of the people that fall for this rage bait? Gamers, a muscular goth mommy ugly now. Oh come on man, if there's one thing games don't have enough of, it's muscular goth mommies. And even though most people agreed with me, having 3.3k replies, 3k retweets, yet only 3,000 likes, this tweet still got 8.5 million views. Congratulations York Torch Games on your Twitter revenue. All you had to do was make yourself look like a little bitch who also happens to be the biggest idiot alive. And that's no easy feat on a platform where you have Elon Musk to compete with. Which, talking about outrage farming little bitches who also happen to be the biggest idiots alive, how is it the case that we as a species have gone from actively ridiculing people like Andrew Tate 5 years ago to now having them so baked into our society it has become a multi-million-dollar manosphere grifter industry which has taken over an entire generation?
I think teens should spend at least 5 of their teenage years just trying to become successful. And so before you start hating in the comments, let me say this. It literally takes $82 a day to make the average yearly income in America. Right now I'm doing video editing and I own an agency, so I'm making even more than that each day. And I'm only 13.
Also, I'm doing this section from the toilet as a metaphor for what I think of said industry. Surveys indicate that 1 in 3 young men have a positive view of Andrew Tate alone today, and somehow 56% of young fathers approve of him? Yes, 56% of young fathers approve of the guy who has admitted to manipulating women into sex work using the same strategies as lover boys.
Your goal is to inspire a girl to make money and give you the money. So the way you're gonna do that is you have to have some element of influence. Her believing she needs you.
Which, if you're not aware, is a type of human trafficker shown in the movie Taken, a movie about a father trying to rescue their child from human traffickers. I couldn't have come up with something more ironic if I tried. Then again, people also approve of exposed fraud alpha male Dan Bilzerian and, you know, he's still figuring out if Hitler was a good person or not. And look, even though making fun of these manosphere grifters is like taking candy from an insecure baby,
you know, it's impossible to say I gave up without saying I gay.
I am also aware that that has clearly not helped so far, because even though that's what most people have been doing on the internet, millions of young men are still watching them. So instead, I'll talk a little bit from personal experience. Was I ever an Andrew Tate viewer? No. See, I prefer using condoms as birth control method. I've always thought of these guys as talentless hacks who try to capitalize on young lost men by weaponizing their anger, and then after isolating them from the rest of the world through hate, build up a codependent parasocial relationship and then make them believe that buying their scam courses is the only way to succeed at life. Because that's what a real tough alpha male does, baby. Try to manipulate and scam insecure angry teenager. But I was once also insecure angry teenager who didn't have the happiest childhood, and I don't want to go into details because you guys aren't my therapist. Not that I don't trust you. I just can't afford to pay 300,000 people like $60 an hour. But let's just say, because I was already in such a vulnerable place at that time, which I guess every online algorithm loved preying on, I was getting a different fake douchebag grifter in my feed every other day, telling me again and again of how much of a failure I was for not being a millionaire at age 25. So occasionally that I started believing that that was the norm and I was the underachieved outlier, which ended up pushing me into a depression where I couldn't feel any joy because I was still struggling with everything I was dealing with, but was now also convinced that I was being a weak little bitch letting it affect me in the first place. See, a real strong man cowers in fear at the thought of therapy.
I put so much importance on my emotion.
And then I got therapy, realized personal development is the real key to flourish, and everything was fixed.
Hey, are you okay, dude?
Yep. Completely fixed. Luckily, whenever I now get one of such losers in my feed, it doesn't impact me whatsoever because I know that no matter what, they'll be nothing more than an empty shell of a person designed to make me angry and insecure so they can scam me. And that makes me feel a lot better. Till I dare check the news, which is definitely designed to make you angry, and see that thousands of people are shitting on artistic integrity by generating AI Ghibli slop. It's not like artists are suffering enough as is, with AI already having taken about 30% of their jobs, in what feels like the most ironic and dystopian twist of events in the past decade. See, while everyone was scared of the possibility we had opened Pandora's box with ChatGPT a few years ago, our AI overlords ensured us that AI would make monotonous and soulless jobs obsolete so that humanity could flourish and focus on creative endeavors. Yet now, every day I seem to read a new article about how AI is doing the exact opposite, and it pisses me off. Because a system that fundamentally works on the principles of probability and statistics, by definition, cannot genuinely be creative, since it isn't able to create something truly new. And what makes me even more angry is that even though everyone tries to tell me otherwise, it still looks like shit. Even when trying to copy work that has already been made by humans, to the point I'm almost convinced the AI bros pushing this slop either have to be clinically blind or are desperately trying to rage bait everyone else for engagement. And then to see people like multi-millionaire Twitch streamer XQC, whose job only exists because artists and creatives help make the games, media and content he could then play or react to in the first place, spit in every artist's face by endorsing this shit.
A lot of AI art coming out, it is literally better than most artists' best work that they could. Hey, if something does better by itself than an artist can for the entire life, I mean, brother, I gotta be honest with you, I don't really give a shit.
When first seeing this clip, I wasn't sure if to be angry or impressed at XQC's ability to completely miss the point of art and human expression while also being so confident about it.
I don't give a fuck about the method. I don't give a shit.
I take AI Quabblecop reactions above yours any day.
Look, I'm gardening. Sneaking under leaves, it's stealth mode me. Aha, pretty flowers, gonna make a fancy bouquet. Bumbling through brush, my botanical escapade continues.
Partly because half of the time I can't understand what XQC is saying.
I'm none of that. Hey, the game government and no getting the one in the sample, no give my 3D.
I have no idea what the fuck you're saying, right?
Now, I'll admit, This did almost make me tweet a rage-fueled Twitter paragraph I knew I'd regret posting, until I realized that, for some streamers, making people upset through outrageous clips is literally part of their jobs, or what made them famous in the first place, through something I now call the outrage economic cycle. See, the algorithm of the streaming platform Twitch is notoriously known for not giving a shit about new streamers who aren't already famous, so becoming a full-time streamer is practically impossible without prior connections, fame, or being live every single waking hour, and even then there's often some form of luck involved. What's up, my Cereal Bowl army? We are live from the toilet. I've been live here for the past 67 days. I'm almost getting hemorrhoids. But we got Jack Black here.
I am Steve.
Twice.
Chicken jockey.
Yeah. Why is nobody watching me? So I go through all that when you could instead have live sex on stream, make the entire world angry about it, go viral on every other social media platform as a result, and then gain 35,000 followers overnight. Can't imagine what her Minecraft streams were like.
Bumbling through brush, my botanical escapade continues.
Oh, but that 7-day Twitch ban will surely scare people off from the dream job opportunity of becoming an instant full-time streamer. I'm sure no one will break the rules anymore. If I could only figure out how sex works, then I might be able to go viral. But I don't want to risk getting pregnant and then having to poop out a baby. And after step 1 to 4, YouTubers like me can make a video about it 1 week later, by which time the streamer has already committed a new crime against humanity, and this cycle continues. And I'm not saying every streamer who happens to do or say something outrageous on stream is doing so intentionally to increase viewership. To err is to be human. What I am, however, saying is that since the entire streaming industry seems to be built on an ecosystem where the rewards from making people angry far outweighs the potential setbacks, well, no one really has a reason to care about what they're doing. So what if a streamer reads chat while driving, causing them to recklessly pass a red light, and then jokingly admits to doing that often?
Okay, no problem. That happens all the time. In Austin, you know, like the stoplights here are really long.
Hi,
so
Emily.
usually I just go past.
They now gain publicity through tens of millions of views for doing so. What's gonna stop them? The 1-day Twitch ban? Oh, what Dr. Disrespect got caught flirting and almost meeting up with a viewer who happened to be a minor even though he's a 43-year-old married father. Twitch doesn't care. Oh, wait. No, he actually did get permanently banned for that. But that doesn't matter, because in the rare occasion Twitch actually holds someone accountable, you can always migrate to YouTube Live and Rumble, and still get a combined viewership of 500,000 per stream, baby. I mean, my standards for YouTube were once higher than that for Twitch, but at this point, I feel like I shouldn't have any for either of these platforms. Which is pretty disappointing, because for all of the shit that YouTube gets, it's also a pretty amazing platform. Have you seen some of the videos on here? They're really good. I actually don't think there's any other platform where I can watch a 1 hour long video of someone slowly descending into madness as they start with $1 and then try to double their money every day, which somehow ends up being an inspiring lesson on human kindness. Or 40 minutes of a really funny guy exposing the pillow industry while somehow making it entertaining all the way through. But I'm getting the feeling that anger and frustration, which seems so effective to get other social media algorithms to boost your content, is seeping through on YouTube lately. Almost every commentary creator now has to use the most negative buzzwords in their title to get people interested enough to click on their videos in the first place. This got ruined. No, this got ruined. Worst YouTube sponsorship is back. Doctor destroys people's lives. Oh my god, how overdramatic is this guy? Please go watch these. I promise you they're not clickbait. Rich people really did ruin TED Talks, and this doctor actually actually destroyed people's lives. Would I prefer being able to package these videos with a slightly more positive tone? Sure, but I also want to be able to pay rent, and it's not like I can send a complaint to my boss about this, because they happen to be an AI algorithm so devoid of any human aspects at this point that not even the engineers who created it understand what in the hell it's doing. Yes, boss, you wanted to see me? What do you mean I'm fired? Do I at least got like a severance package? Yeah, okay. However, video packaging doesn't matter that much to me. I mean, I even prefer emotionally evoking thumbnails to click on, as long as the content is fair and decent. But I feel like every day there are more and more channels where not just their video packaging is as outrageous as can be, somehow they're able to make the content of their video itself even more negative. People like Jack Doherty are actively trying to one-up each other at pissing people off by being the shittiest influencers alive. Or channels like You Believe went from providing a setting for compelling debates to whatever the fuck it is they're doing at this point. Do I have to believe that you got renowned Dr. Mike to debate 20 anti-vaxxers on why trying to spawn kill your baby might not be a good thing because you wanted people to be educated? No. You knew it would make people mad, which is why you made sure no one came in with an open mind.
If we don't get vaccinated with Jesus, we will face God on Judgment Day.
Next time, maybe have Dr. Mike debate 20 brick walls. At least he might have a chance at getting through to one of those. Channels like this solely exist to just monetize your anger. And I feel like some creators who'd usually constrain themselves from making and rage-fueling content are loosening up those constraints, as they're now noticing just how favored by the algorithm these videos are. Which usually wouldn't have mattered to me. I mean, it's their YouTube channel, but when almost everyone else on the internet is already trying to capitalize on making you feel worse, you'll start increasingly caring about the few people who don't. And it's not just the internet that feels like it's been hijacked by malicious intent. Companies are intentionally creating worse products to make more profit so often that there's now a new term for it called enshittification. I mean, I can barely recall the last time a company released a product, service, or subscription that didn't make me at least slightly frustrated to try and make me spend more money. Netflix Basic was so valuable to me because I could finally watch my favorite shows without ad interruptions or without having to pay extra for the more expensive standard tier, but now they've discontinued that and made an equally expensive tier with ads, which the lack thereof was the main selling point for me to get Netflix in the first place. So now imagine my anger finding out that every streaming service is doing this. Some companies, especially in the gaming industry, because they're definitely not greedy enough as is, have recurrently used this new strategy where they'll announce something with the intention to enrage every customer, just so they can then partly backtrack on said decision, but still leave their product in a worse and greedier state, while also patting themselves on their backs for listening to the community.
There is no world where anybody in any game, not just RuneScape, would see this and be like, what a good deal. What a great deal. Now, after the backlash, they did walk some of it back.
Oh, thank you for increasing the price of my RuneScape membership by only 50% instead of 75%. Truly the people's company. I could keep naming things that are made to frustrate or anger us for someone else's benefit for hours. What I'm trying to get at is that it is ever increasing because we let them. Because we keep engaging, keep consuming, keep playing into the hands of the companies, influencers, grifters, politicians so desperate to keep our attention away from our own lives and onto theirs. And it makes life feel a lot more hollow than it should. A week ago, I hit 300,000 subscribers, which I am so thankful for and felt like a dream come true. For only a fleeting moment, because teardrops of happiness only dilute an ever-rising ocean of anger and frustration so much. And I don't know if I'm the only one experiencing this, but I don't know what to do about it. I've tried. So instead of giving advice, for once I want to ask you to leave some in my comment section so that I, or anyone watching who might relate, can get some use out of it. Because what we're currently experiencing isn't normal, nor should it be. At least, I'm happy that I've got you guys, my cereal bowl filled with fibers and nutrients that I can keep absorbing. Oh, and 20 alpha male grifters watching saying that I'm being too emotional right now, well, you can suck my dick.